2 litre laser Capri, Mark 1 Fiesta XR2, Mark 2 RS2000, Mark 3 Escort van, cool old Mustang, P100 rat rod. I love this thing. XR 4x4 Sierra, Anglia. Four-door Mark 2 Escort, absolutely mint Mark 2 Fiesta XR2. Oh God, I love fajitas. Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes and I wasn't actually planning to start a video today. In a couple of days I'm going to be making a trip out to 2 separate places where there's guaranteed to be some old school Fords for us all to feast our eyes on, and at one of those places I'm actually going to be picking up a part for Maude, my Maude Mark 2 Escort. But today I'm round the garage with my beautiful girlfriend Kat and her plastic Fiesta that she likes to call Winston. We've decided to purchase a new coil pack for Winston and hopefully it's going to solve his intermittent misfire issue. To remove the coil pack, as you would have seen in a recent video, it's very simple. Just got 4 of these Torx screws and got to unplug the electrical connector there. So I'm going to let Kat have a go at replacing this herself. Now you want to take these leads out one by one. Yeah. Plug them into the new one to be exactly the right order. Yeah. I don't know, them screws going to be too short now. Didn't come with it, you know. Dear oh dear. Take 2. Plug this thing in. Sorted. Now, it is very slight, but you can still hear it. This new coil pack hasn't changed anything. Next thing I would sort of assume it could be is either the spark plugs or the leads, but we did try switching the ignition lead from cylinder 2 because the scanner flagged up the misfire on cylinder 2 for one of Maude's leads and the misfire was still there, so maybe it could be plugs. But I think while I'm round here I'm quickly going to do a compression test just to check that there's not anything really bad going on in that cylinder. Right, so we'll unplug the coil again. There you go. We'll unplug, no actually we'll leave the injectors connected. Alright. 210 PSI. They're good? Yeah, if they're all the same, it's good. Alright. Cylinder 2, 210 PSI, and that was the problem cylinder. 205, 206 PSI. 220-ish PSI. The lowest was 205-ish PSI and the highest was 220 PSI. So yeah, that's all good. So it's definitely something really silly that's going on with Winston's engine rather than anything that means we need to change his engine. Well, I've given the plugs a bit of a clean, a bit more of a thorough clean than I did in that recent video. Now I've kept these plugs in the same order that they came out today, and in the recent video I switched 2 and 3 round, so if we do get to the point where the EML light comes back on and we can rescan it, if the problem does move to cylinder 3 then we can sort of say that it could be the spark plugs at fault. But someone was saying in the comments that, you know, on the scanner if we had done pending rather than stored, it might come up with like instant sort of fault, so maybe we should have tried that. Oh, I don't know anything about ODB scanners.
Try again?
Yeah. Ah, hang on. Got to plug the coil pack back in. Engine's very smooth and it's not moving, and when it misses it sort of jolts on its engine mount. So yet again, to be continued with Winston's issues. So this coil pack is probably okay, so you can keep that. Proper car girl now, stacking spares. So that's a fail, but we'll get to the bottom of it eventually. As I mentioned earlier on, I'm going to continue this video in a couple of days, so I'll see you in a sec. Hello, right, so a couple of days have passed since the last clip, and today I'm out in Maude, my Maude Mark 2 Escort, for the first time since the day that I replaced the coil pack plug on the INKY'S loom. First stop today is to go and visit my friends, the Coogans. Now, if you're new to the channel, Danny Coogan and his 14-year-old son, David, are car flippers, and they also do a lot of work in the community to help people out who are less fortunate than themselves, including feeding the homeless. Danny and David recently picked up 2 more classic Fords, and at least one of those, I think, is going to be a permanent addition to David's ever-growing fleet. Right, so I've made it to the Coogans. Here's Danny and David Coogan and their mate Alan.
Nutty Professor.
How you doing? How you doing, gentlemen? So the first car that the Coogans have added to their fleet that we're going to be checking out today is this 2-litre Laser Capri. Looks a bit rough around the edges, but it's definitely savable. And Danny was telling me that this was actually coated in some sort of weird paint, and they've sanded it all off to see exactly what's what. Obviously, being a 2-litre Laser, it's got a 2-litre Pinto engine in the bay, which had the carb removed when they bought the car, but they have actually got it running now, so hopefully we'll be able to see it run in a minute. Coming around the car, there are bits that need attention. A little bit down here. And this is that sort of paint stuff that they managed to flake off the rest of the car. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but yeah, definitely better without all that rubbish on it. Go into the interior. They do have the original interior, but Danny and David have fitted these Recaros that they had in stock from another project. Looks like it's got an original Ford radio in it, which is nice. Now, if we lift the carpet up, it's actually not that bad at all. A little bit of rust there, a little bit of rust by where the drain bung goes. Yeah, definitely well worth saving. Now, this Capri was bought as a flip, but as usual, David's fell in love with it and he wants to keep it for himself. So yeah, Alan's gonna fire up the Pinto lump so we can hear it run. Flooded it.
Yeah, it's Cadbury's.
Now, as I say, this Capri could be for sale, so if you are interested and you fancy taking it on, get in touch with David through Instagram. I'll leave his Instagram thing here and I'll leave a link to it in the description of this video. David's got another car for us to look at today, which definitely is a keeper.
Yeah.
So we'll go and check that out now. Right, so here we have David's 1982 Mark 1 Fiesta XR2. It's the genuine XR2, and as soon as David sent me the pictures of this car, I recognised it. I used to see this on a Saturday when I was out doing my overtime in my day job, and apparently a lot of people have knocked on the door and tried to get this car over the years, but David is the one that managed to get it. Definitely needs a lot of work, but being a genuine XR2, it's definitely worth doing. Yeah, around this side, quite a bad rust hole here. You know, it's going all along here, so it's definitely going to need part of a rear quarter at least. A little bit in there. The worst bit of rust, if we open the door, is this passenger side seal, so it's going to need an inner and an outer seal. A little rust hole there. Pillars look good. Yeah, this driver's side front wing is hanging off. Apparently another car got crashed into it while it was on the drive. Bit of positive camber going on there. Apparently this wheel was leaning against a curb when that side got crashed into. Little bits of rust here. It's got the same this side. Still fitted with its 1600 crossflow engine. Yeah, and these have a twin choke Weber carb. Yeah, so at the moment this Fiesta's got some laser wheels on the back, but it did come with a full set of the pepper pots. In fact, it came with 6 pepper pots, so that's cool. It's only got one of its iconic XR2 arches fitted, but the others came with the car, so it has got a full set of 4. Nice to see it's still got its rubber boot spoiler, but that's a bit kinked there. Have a look at the interior. Really cool with the red around the clocks. It's showing 18,000, but probably 118,000. It's a sunroof model, as you can see. Needs a bit of a clean, but it's all there. David has actually started a YouTube channel recently. So if you want to keep up to date with what he gets up to with this and his other Fords that he owns, definitely check out his channel and give him a sub. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description of this video. All right, gents, I'll see you soon. I've got places to be, but yeah, good to see you all again.
See you soon.
And yeah, take it easy.
Yeah, it was great to catch up with the Coogans again, and yeah, nice to meet Alan as well for the first time. Right now I need to head over to West Drayton to see Danny Inkpen, aka Inky, who owns INKY'S Autos. There's usually quite a few classic Fords at INKY'S Autos at any given time, and INKY'S also got something that I need to pick up for more.
Right, so I've made it to INKY'S Autos. In fact, I've already been here quite a while and had a cup of coffee. INKY'S here, owner of INKY'S Autos.
How we doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, good man. With Wayne,
You all right?
who owns this Mk2 RS2000 that they're working on. It's had a whole new front end and they're working on getting the rest of the front end on. Wayne is going to be keeping it in the beige colour, which I actually really like. And here's the original Pinto engine, which is going to be going back in the car. Wayne has got the chocolate brown interior to go back in this car as well, which I think will look really good against the beige paintwork. And yeah, they're basically preparing it to put the front panel and slam panel on and stuff. Speaking of the slam panel, Dean's over here prepping that. This is actually the original slam panel. They managed to save it, been doing some rust treatment on it, and now it's been sprayed with epoxy primer. This is the nose cone for the RS, which is sitting on top of this Mk2 Escort van, which INKY is determined to turn into a Duratec powered rear-wheel drive monster. Over here on INKY's truck, we've got something for you guys that like the American muscle cars. Really cool old Mustang. Apparently this had a straight 6 in it, and INKY's already removed that, and it's going to have a full respray, and then it's going to be fitted with a V8. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a monster. Over here we've got INKY's super cool P100 rat rod. Yeah, I love this thing. And INKY's recently just picked up this XR 4x4 Sierra that needs a little bit of welding before that can go back on the road. Now on the ramp here we've got an Anglia, which was outside a minute ago, and this has been on the channel before. INKY's been welding in some seals. I think last time we saw this car, one side was done, but both sides have been done now, and it's all been undersealed underneath. And there's the other side, and there's the other side's outer seal. Yeah, this Anglia is now ready for the customer to pick up, so really pleased that I was able to get it back on the channel before it disappears. Last time I was down here, there was a Mk1 Fiesta here that did belong to Wayne, who owns this RS2000, but now Dean has taken that project on, so hopefully we'll be able to see that car on the channel at some point in the future. As usual, plenty of interesting old Fords at INKY'S Autos, but apart from coming down here to be nosy, there is something I've come down here to pick up from Maude. Those of you who've been watching my videos a while will remember that I dropped this cross member off to Inky a couple of months ago now, and he has welded in all these strengthening pieces. There's one there, one there, one in there, and one in there. And Inky's very kindly given it a coat of black paint for me, which I really appreciate. Now this is basically an RS spec cross member. Now, apart from the fact that the RS ones have this a little bit higher up, maybe I'll drill it in the perfect position for Maude's ride height, which is obviously a bit lower than an RS. This cross member will be fitted to Maude when she gets her new ST170 engine, and with all these strengthening pieces, it's going to mean that the cross member is going to flex a lot less when I'm drifting and stuff, so it should keep the geometry more where it needs to be when it's all under strain. Thanks for sorting that cross member out for me, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, mate.
Now, we'll leave a link to the INKY'S Auto's Facebook page in the description of this video. If you're anywhere near West Drayton, which is just outside West London, and you need any work done on your car, whether it be rust repair and restoration like this, or any mechanical work, because Inky is a multi-talented bloke,
I try.
then definitely get in touch with Inky and let him know that I sent you. I'll also leave a link in the description to the West London Classic Ford page, which is a group that Inky and his friends run, and hopefully we'll see you lot out at some shows if they ever happen anytime soon.
Gagging to get back out.
I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, other than that, I'm going to leave you to it, and I'll catch up with you soon.
No problem.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
It was really great to catch up with Inky and the boys down at INKY'S Autos. Always plenty of interesting Ford related stuff going on down there. I'm now going to make my way over to meet a guy called Daniel Goodall, and those of you who follow me on social media will remember that I recently shared his 2 cool classic Fords on my Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, looking forward to getting a closer look at both of those cars.
Daniel, nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for inviting me down to check out
Thanks for coming down.
your 2 classic Fords. Daniel's just working on his 4-door Mk2 Escort, which we'll have a closer look at in a minute. But also, we get to check out this absolutely mint Mk2 Fiesta XR2 that has actually been owned by Daniel's mum from new. Now, it was sitting around for 14 years and then it needed to be restored, and Daniel and his younger brother Richard actually got the car restored, and then they surprised their mum for her 65th birthday, and yeah, it looks absolutely mint. One thing I noticed straight away is that it isn't fitted with any pepper pot alloys, and Daniel was telling me that they were actually an optional extra from new, so these are the correct wheels for the car. It does have the spotlights on the front, which again, Daniel was telling me are actually an optional extra. I kind of assumed that all XR2s had those as well. This isn't actually a sunroof that was fitted by Ford in the factory. It was actually done at the dealership by a company called Britax. Have a look at the interior. Really clean, really original. Daniel and Richard had to actually source this interior because the actual original one was sun bleached. But yeah, this interior is really clean. And while we're on the interior, check out that. It's a signature on the inside of the glove box door, and that's Rod Mansfield's signature, who was the guy that was responsible for designing the Mk2 Fiesta XR2. Yeah, on Daniel's phone you can see that was the designer Rod Mansfield sitting in the car when he put that signature in the glove box. That's really cool. It actually won the Pride of Ownership award at the Nebworth Classic Car Show. The car has also been on show at the NEC in Birmingham, at the Classic Car Show there. In 2019, they took it to the Worley Car Show, and there's actually a picture of it in this brochure with none other than Mike Brewer here posing with Daniel's mum and the car. That is really cool. The car does have some sensible modifications. You can see that it's got an aftermarket stainless exhaust on it, and there's some other modifications in the engine bay. Still has its original 1600 CVH. It's actually running on a set of downdraft DCNF Weber carburetors, and there's a fast road cam in there as well. Unfortunately, it is time to rebuild the bottom end of this engine, so you can't hear it run. But yeah, as you can see, properly clean engine bay. So yeah, this car got a proper restoration done by a guy called Jamie at Prep and Paint. So yeah, massive shout to him. Yeah, now we'll have a closer look around Daniel's 4-door Mk2 Escort. He actually bought this already welded up, and he's been working on the prep for the paintwork. And you're going to paint it yourself, yeah?
Try to, yeah.
Yeah?
Get the roller out.
But yeah, he's toying with the idea of either fitting a modified crossflow or maybe converting it to Z-Tech. Yeah, definitely planning to have some sideways action in Mexico with this Escort when it's back on the road. He's not sure whether he's going to be fitting 13 or 15-inch wheels to the car. Let me know what you think in the comments. 15-inch wheels on a Mk2 Escort? But yeah, this is seriously solid shell. You're really lucky to not have to do loads of extensive welding, even though I know you've put many hours into the sanding and stuff. Yeah. No, this would be a really, really cool car when it's done. What colour are you thinking about doing it?
The original.
Oh yeah, the beige. Got some of it shown here. Hearing aid beige. Second hearing aid beige Mk2 Escort we've looked at today. I personally think it's a really cool colour. Yeah, Daniel's got all the doors and stuff over here, and loads of other parts there. So yeah, it was a complete car when he bought it. But yeah, I'm sure Daniel will keep us posted with progress on this. Can't wait to see it all painted and stuff, but that's really good to have a look around it. I love it, man. Love it. All right, Daniel, I'm going to get out of your way, but thank you so much for inviting me down. And yeah, definitely keep me posted on progress on this Mk2. And yeah, really, really cool to see such a mint XR2 as well. Nice one, man. Chat to you soon.
See you later. Thank you.
Quick stop off at my garage to drop the cross member off. And that's another piece of the puzzle for this ST170 engine. Back at home, and I can hear my beautiful girlfriend Kat is cooking me up something. Chicken fajitas. Oh my god, I love fajitas. Right, so I'm going to end this video here and carry on wolfing down all this chicken. There's been quite a lot crammed into this video because it's obviously been quite a busy day for me, but I hope you all enjoyed checking out all the classic Fords that I was able to go and see today. Massive thanks again to Inky for doing such an epic job on the welding on Maude's new crossmember, and massive thanks to the Coogans and to Daniel for inviting me down to check out your Fords. In other news, Chris KEMBER at CLUMPFAB has now finished the welding on my dad's Mark III, so I'm going to be going to pick that up next weekend. That might be the next video, or I might be getting up to some stuff before then. As I mentioned in the last video, Esther's paintwork is now been finished on her front end by Rob, but I'm probably going to put Esther fully back together before I show you that, and then you'll be able to see all the chrome bits that have been redone, as well as her new rocker cover. But yeah, whatever goes on in my crazy Ford-based life next, you'll be able to see in the next video. So until then, from me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat, thanks for watching.